practicing the pictorial, really having a clear understanding of where the finish is and what that finish feels like. And I've seen, we've talked about this again, I'm going to repeat it because we haven't quite got it as a group. There's this finished position. What is it? So, reviewing this, we are feeling our weight on the seat on the tailbone side. Because of the scoop, our tailbone hopefully is not actually hitting the seat, but the weight is on the butt, upper side of the butt here as I sit back. I've got contact into my feet, probably somewhere kind of more on the big toe side. I will probably feel contraction through my quads as I sort of hold myself up like this. Notice as I'm sitting here, I'm not doing this. I have to have the core strength to be up, maintain, and then as I squeeze through, my hands come through here. Okay? So there's a gap between the handles of several inches through here. And if I'm sitting at the finish when I'm stationary, hopefully I've got myself set up so that little bit of bowward angle on my body, not too much, but I'm supported and lengthened up. I have a little bit of contact between my body through my thumb and the grip here, okay? If I'm out here, as I try to do what you're talking about with the elbows out, this is a much harder mechanical position to do. So I'm incredibly susceptible to coming through, and just the handles are going to come with my body. They're going to separate, either physically, which you'll see particularly with beginning scullers where the oar is coming out of the oar lock a lot, or, you know, eventually at some time in the distant future when we finally get pressure sensors on our pins so we can give this out in our little phone apps, there will be a change in pressure in the oar lock to the pin. That's why the boat destabilizes. You've got discrepancy in pressure out here somewhere. You know, it's not like we're in an alternative universe. Physics does work here, okay? So if I don't maintain that pressure, the boat will destabilize. The further away from the fulcrum that I get, the harder this is to do for me, okay? Because the angle, further through here, the angle is increasing. So I have to push back, and here, this is much harder to do than here. I have much more ability to get leverage in the shoulder. Pushing back this way, back into the pin. Yeah. So as I come through, I've got to like squeeze out. So you'll hear coaches say elbows out. I was like, oh, this is great stuff. Why? Because I got to stay connected with the pin. So I squeeze through. I keep myself up. If I have the contact all through here, I can stabilize this to be able to squeeze against and hold this. If this is all wobbly, this is going to be much harder to do. I'm going to be more susceptible to kind of like falling into this, all bad stuff when I'm trying to get out cleanly. So when we're practicing our pictorial, make sure every time you spin, here, check that finished position. Sitting up, ready to go. Here at the catch. And I check it, and I reinforce it. And then when I'm doing arms only, this stays stationary. Most of you guys, when I see you doing arms, I see you kind of like doing something like this, where there's movement here. And we want to just really feel, say, well, even as I'm holding myself here, I can feel my quads starting to talk to me now. Because gravity's pulling my torso back this way. My quads, my hip flexors are saying like, oh yeah, we're working. Because this takes this thing, as Helga mentioned earlier this summer, this takes strength through here. We have to have that. So we practice that. Boom, boom. And then when we add the body swing, we now have a reference point. The weight has been on this side of my butt. So now as my hands come away, I shift the weight. And it's like, oh yeah, there's a contrast point. So then it's whoosh. And for you, very good. This idea of working slowly but surely to get the ability to get this range of motion. And as I do that, eventually I'm going to be able to get myself in a position where as I compress and I get forward of those sit bones, when I actually step into it, now I can hang my weight and I can apply a lot more leverage. All good stuff in terms of making boats go fast. But yes, you were saying that the muscular piece, I mean, it is no surprise when you look at rowers. I mean, they usually are not looking like they have, really developed big chests. But you catch them on the backside, they're like, yeah, it looks like, you know, sort of the Black Hills of South Dakota, man. There's all these like bumps and stuff, you know. And yeah, I mean, bench press, you know, I would not put a lot of money on rowers to throw down a lot of bench press. Lat pull downs, bench pulls, yeah, squats, yeah, I'll take them up against most any other athletes. That's where the majority of your power and your strength is coming from. Questions about that? So if we have a sense of what that position is mechanically, then in position based on the pin, then we are in a much better place to get out effectively, keep the boat set, and if we can get out effectively, keep the boat set, everything else that comes after it is much easier because we're starting from a really nice place. If the boat's not set, yeah, we might be able to figure it out before we get to the catch. Most times not. Fortunately though, we've got another stroke coming up right after that. So we'll try it again. But we have to know what we're trying to get, what we're shooting for, what's the mark that we're working towards. Okay?